Warning: 6 dangerous foods kidney patients should never eat. When you're living with kidney issues, every bite truly matters. Nephrology research in journals like Kidney International and Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology has consistently shown that diet is one of the strongest factors influencing kidney outcomes, even more than many people realize. Foods that seem harmless for the general public can become harmful when your kidneys are already under stress. Excess potassium, phosphorus, sodium, and hidden additives can accumulate quickly in the bloodstream, leading to complications such as fluid overload, heart strain, and faster kidney decline. Many nephrologists and renal dietitians emphasize that managing what you avoid can be just as critical as what you include. Dr. Shweta Joshi, a clinical dietitian specializing in kidney care, explains that patients often underestimate the impact of everyday foods like convenience items or even natural snacks that contain minerals or preservatives which overburden the filtration system. In fact, studies show that restricting certain ingredients can lower creatinine and phosphorus levels, reduce swelling, and improve blood pressure control more effectively than medications alone in some patients. In this video, we'll highlight 6 specific foods kidney patients should never eat, drawing on medical guidelines and expert insights. We'll explain exactly why each one is risky, so you can make informed choices, avoid setbacks, and create the calmer internal environment your kidneys need to heal and function more effectively over time. Let's begin with one of the most common yet most damaging foods for kidney patients: processed meats. From sausages and hot dogs to deli slices and bacon, these products might be convenient or flavorful, but they hide an array of ingredients that can silently overload your kidneys and accelerate their decline. Understanding why these meats are risky is the first step toward protecting your filtration system. Processed meats are extremely high in sodium. Salt is used both as a preservative and a flavor enhancer, which means each bite carries a heavy dose. When your kidneys are struggling, excess sodium makes it harder to maintain fluid balance, leading to swelling, increased blood pressure, and additional stress on the delicate glomeruli that filter your blood. Over time, this extra strain can push creatinine levels higher and worsen overall kidney function. Another hidden issue is phosphate additives. Many processed meats contain inorganic phosphorus compounds added to improve texture or extend shelf life. Unlike naturally occurring phosphorus in whole foods, these additives are absorbed almost completely into your bloodstream, spiking your phosphorus levels and creating an even heavier burden for your kidneys. High phosphorus also pulls calcium from your bones and increases the risk of vascular calcification. Processed meats are also typically high in unhealthy fats and preservatives like nitrates and nitrites. These compounds can increase oxidative stress and inflammation inside your body. Chronic inflammation is a silent factor that accelerates kidney damage, and when combined with excess sodium and phosphorus, it becomes a triple threat to your health. Protein from processed meats is also harder on the kidneys than protein from fresh, lean sources. It produces more nitrogenous waste, which your kidneys then have to filter out. This means that even if you're staying within your protein allowance, processed meats create a heavier workload than unprocessed lean protein sources such as skinless chicken or egg whites. Another concern is the tendency of processed meats to be eaten in large portions or combined with salty condiments and breads. This makes the total sodium and phosphorus load even higher than you might expect from the label alone. For kidney patients, this cumulative effect can be enough to trigger symptoms like fluid retention, headaches, or increased fatigue. If you've been eating processed meats regularly, switching to fresh, unprocessed options can bring noticeable relief. Skinless chicken breast, fresh fish, or plant-based proteins like lentils and chickpeas in controlled portions provide high-quality nutrition without the harmful additives. These swaps lower your sodium and phosphorus intake and reduce the inflammatory load on your kidneys. For those on a tight schedule, it helps to cook extra portions of fresh protein ahead of time and store them safely for quick meals. This way, you can still enjoy the convenience you're used to without resorting to processed meats. Simple strategies like this support your kidneys day after day without feeling like a sacrifice. Processed meats are one of the clearest foods to avoid if you're trying to lower creatinine and protect your GFR. By steering away from them and choosing fresh, minimally processed alternatives, you're giving your kidneys a calmer, cleaner environment where healing is possible. Each small decision adds up, and removing the single category of food can be one of the most impactful steps you take for your kidney health. Let's move to another pantry staple that seems harmless on a busy day, but can be especially risky for kidney patients: canned soups and instant noodles. They promise warmth and convenience in minutes, yet behind the quick prep time lies a heavy load of ingredients that can quietly strain your kidneys every time you eat them. Knowing what's inside can help you make smarter choices. The biggest issue with canned soups and instant noodles is their extremely high sodium content. Salt is used liberally in the broth, seasoning packets, and preservatives to make these products shelf-stable and flavorful. For anyone with compromised kidneys, this flood of sodium makes it much harder to keep fluid levels balanced. The result can be swelling in your hands or ankles, higher blood pressure, and extra stress on your filtration units, which over time can push creatinine levels up. These products also often contain phosphate additives. Phosphorus is used to enhance texture and flavor, or as a stabilizer in the soup base or noodle seasonings. Unlike the natural phosphorus found in whole foods, these additives are absorbed almost completely into your bloodstream, creating a spike that your kidneys must work overtime to handle. This can worsen mineral imbalances and contribute to bone and vascular problems if eaten regularly. Another hidden concern is the abundance of artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives. While they keep the product tasting and looking fresh on the shelf, they also introduce extra compounds your body has to process. This means more metabolic waste for your kidneys to filter, which can be an unnecessary burden if your kidney function is already reduced. Canned soups and instant noodles are also low in fiber and packed with refined carbohydrates, which can cause quick spikes in blood sugar. High blood sugar harms blood vessels and adds to the oxidative stress that damages your kidneys over time. This combination, excess sodium, additives, and refined carbs, creates a perfect storm for further kidney strain. Even if you stick to a small portion, the problem is that these foods are often paired with salty crackers, sauces, or processed meats, which drives the total sodium and phosphorus intake even higher. For kidney patients, this can be enough to cause fluid retention, headaches, or more fatigue after eating what seems like a simple meal. A better choice is to prepare fresh soups at home using low-sodium broth, fresh vegetables, and herbs. You can also pre-cook whole grains or legumes in kidney-friendly portions and store them for quick meals. This way, you get the same convenience, but with far less sodium and without the harmful additives. If you still want the occasional instant meal, look for low-sodium versions and discard or reduce the seasoning packets. Adding your own spices and fresh herbs can bring flavor without the hidden salt. These small adjustments lighten the load on your kidneys and keep your meals more supportive of healing. Canned soups and instant noodles may be convenient, but for kidney patients, they're a fast track to excess sodium, phosphorus, and chemical additives. By replacing them with fresh, low-sodium options, you give your kidneys a chance to recover and function more calmly. Every time you swap out a processed shortcut for a simple, homemade version, you're making a clear, positive choice for your kidney health. Let's take a closer look at a food group that many people consider a tasty side dish, but can be surprisingly harmful for kidneys: pickles and heavily salted fermented vegetables. From cucumber pickles and kimchi to sauerkraut and brin peppers, these tangy condiments may liven up a meal, yet their hidden salt load can quietly overwork your kidneys. Understanding why helps you make smarter, kidney-friendly choices. Pickled and brinned foods are usually soaked in large amounts of salt to preserve them and enhance flavor. For someone with compromised kidney function, this excess sodium makes it much harder to keep fluid levels stable. The result can be swelling, rising blood pressure, and extra stress on the delicate filters in your kidneys, all of which can contribute to higher creatinine over time. Fermented vegetables often carry the same issue. Even though fermentation can create beneficial probiotics, the process usually involves heavy brining. This means a single serving may deliver far more sodium than your daily allowance, turning what looks like a healthy topping into a hidden threat for your filtration system. Another concern is that commercial pickles and fermented products frequently contain additives such as preservatives, artificial colors, and flavor enhancers. These compounds add to the metabolic waste that your kidneys have to filter, increasing their workload when they're already under strain. Many of these foods are also paired with salty sauces, cured meats, or breads, multiplying your total sodium intake without you realizing it. For kidney patients, this cumulative effect can lead to fluid retention, headaches, or a feeling of heaviness after meals that seem small or harmless. If you enjoy the tangy flavor of pickled or fermented vegetables, you can make lighter versions at home with far less salt. Quick pickling with vinegar and herbs, or using small amounts of lemon juice and spices, can give you that bright taste without the harmful sodium load. This approach lets you enjoy variety while keeping your kidneys protected. You can also choose fresh vegetables with a squeeze of lemon or a splash of apple cider vinegar just before serving. This gives a similar zing without days of soaking in salt. Small changes like these keep meals interesting and satisfying while supporting kidney health instead of undermining it. For those who want probiotic benefits, opt for plain unsweetened yogurt or specially formulated low-sodium fermented foods recommended by your healthcare provider. These can deliver beneficial bacteria without the brine's heavy salt, giving you the gut-friendly boost without harming your kidneys. Pickles and salted fermented vegetables are a classic example of a food that seems small, but can carry a big impact for kidney patients. By limiting or replacing them with fresh, lightly seasoned alternatives, you're reducing a silent stressor on your filtration system and creating a calmer, more supportive environment for your kidneys to function better over time. As you're watching right now, if you're liking this content, type 1 in the comments. If you feel there's something I could improve or add, type 0. Your feedback helps me make each video more useful for you. Let's move on to a snack that's often marketed as healthy, but can quietly sabotage kidney health. Salted or heavily seasoned roasted nuts. From party mixes to flavored almonds and spiced cashews, these crunchy bites may seem harmless, yet the extra salt, coatings, and additives they carry can quickly overload your kidneys if you're not careful. Nuts in their raw, unsalted form can be a great source of healthy fats, plant protein, and minerals. But once they're roasted with added salt, spices, or sugary coatings, their nutrient profile changes dramatically. For someone with compromised kidney function, the high sodium content makes it harder to maintain fluid balance and raises blood pressure, which stresses your filtration units and can elevate creatinine levels over time. Seasoned nuts are also frequently coated with flavoring blends that include phosphorus-based additives. These additives are absorbed far more efficiently than natural phosphorus in whole foods, leading to a spike in blood phosphorus levels. This creates extra work for your kidneys and can weaken bones or increase the risk of vascular calcification if eaten regularly. Another hidden issue is portion size. Because these snacks are crunchy and flavorful, it's easy to eat large amounts without realizing it. That means an even bigger load of sodium, phosphorus, and sometimes sugar entering your system at once, which can lead to swelling, fatigue, and extra strain on your kidneys after what seemed like a small snack. The roasting process itself can also introduce oxidized fats and reduce some of the nut's natural antioxidants. Combined with chemical seasonings, this can increase inflammation inside your body. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a silent contributor to kidney damage, and foods that promote it can gradually undermine your efforts to protect your kidneys. If you love nuts, the good news is you don't have to give them up entirely. Choosing raw or dry roasted, unsalted varieties allows you to enjoy the healthy fats, fiber, and plant protein without the harmful additives. These simple versions still provide steady energy and important nutrients, but in a form your kidneys can handle more easily. You can also add your own flavor at home. Lightly toasting raw nuts yourself and seasoning them with herbs, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a squeeze of lemon instead of salt gives you control over what you're eating. This keeps the snack interesting without overloading your system with sodium or phosphate additives. Another strategy is to measure out small portions rather than eating straight from a bag or bowl. This helps prevent accidental overconsumption and keeps your mineral intake within safer limits. Even small changes like this reduce the hidden stress your kidneys face. Salted or heavily seasoned roasted nuts are a classic example of how a healthy food can turn harmful through processing. By switching to unsalted, minimally processed varieties and practicing portion control, you can still enjoy the benefits of nuts while creating a gentler, more supportive environment for your kidneys to function and heal naturally. Let's turn to a beverage that's everywhere at parties, restaurants, and even at home. Dark-colored colas and soft drinks. Their fizzy sweetness may seem harmless or refreshing, but for people with kidney issues, these drinks carry a hidden chemical burden that can quietly undermine your filtration system over time. Knowing what's inside each sip helps you make choices that truly support your health. Most dark sodas get their color and tangy bite from phosphoric acid. Unlike the natural phosphorus in whole foods, this additive is absorbed almost completely into your bloodstream, causing a sudden spike your kidneys must filter out. High phosphorus can weaken bones, calcify blood vessels, and add to the already heavy workload of compromised kidneys. These drinks are also loaded with sugar or high fructose corn syrup. Large amounts of added sugar contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, and high blood pressure, all of which accelerate kidney decline and raise creatinine levels. Every time you drink one, your blood sugar spikes and your kidneys face extra oxidative stress. Even diet or zero versions often replace sugar with artificial sweeteners and still contain phosphoric acid. While they may spare you the calories, they don't spare your kidneys from chemical additives and potential metabolic effects. This means switching from regular cola to diet cola isn't the protective change many people think it is. Another issue is caffeine. High caffeine intake from multiple soft drinks can increase blood pressure and heart rate, indirectly adding stress to the kidneys. Combined with sugar, phosphoric acid, and sodium, the total load of these drinks becomes more than the sum of its parts for someone with reduced kidney function. Dark-colored colas and soft drinks also displace healthier hydration choices. Instead of taking in water or gentle herbal teas that help flush toxins, you're drinking something that adds more substances your body must excrete. Over time, this can create a cycle of dehydration, craving, and further kidney stress. If you enjoy carbonation, there are friendlier options. Sparkling water with a splash of lemon, cucumber slices, or fresh herbs provides the fizz without the harmful additives. Unsweetened iced herbal teas or naturally flavored waters can also satisfy that refreshing craving while supporting your kidneys rather than burdening them. Making the switch doesn't have to be drastic. Start by reducing the number of colas you drink each week and replacing them with water or herbal teas. Gradual changes help your palate adjust and make it easier to maintain a healthier routine long-term. Dark-colored colas and soft drinks are a stealthy source of phosphorus, sugar, and additives that quietly tax your kidneys with every glass. By limiting or avoiding them and choosing clean, hydrating alternatives, you create a calmer internal environment where your kidneys can function better and your creatinine levels have a chance to improve naturally. Let's wrap up with the food that many people think of as comforting and wholesome, but can be surprisingly risky for kidney health. Cheese and processed cheese spreads. From sandwich slices and cream cheese spreads to rich melted toppings, these products may taste indulgent, yet their hidden salt, phosphorus, and additives can quickly overload your kidneys if eaten regularly. Most cheeses, and especially processed cheese products, are very high in sodium. Salt is added during production for flavor, texture, and preservation. For someone with reduced kidney function, this flood of sodium makes it harder to keep fluid levels balanced, leading to swelling, increased blood pressure, and extra stress on your filtration units. Over time, this can push creatinine higher and reduce your glomerular filtration rate (GFR). Processed cheese spreads and slices also often contain phosphate additives. These inorganic phosphorus compounds are absorbed almost completely into your bloodstream, spiking your phosphorus levels far more than natural phosphorus in whole foods. High phosphorus pulls calcium from your bones and contributes to vascular calcification, serious issues for anyone managing kidney disease. Another hidden problem is that cheese products tend to be calorie-dense and high in saturated fat. This combination promotes weight gain, insulin resistance, and higher cholesterol, all of which increase the burden on your kidneys and raise the risk of cardiovascular complications. This makes processed cheeses a double or even triple stressor for your health. Flavored spreads and soft cheeses may also include stabilizers, artificial colors, and preservatives. Each of these compounds adds to the metabolic waste your kidneys must filter out. While this might not matter much to a healthy person, it can be a significant hidden load for someone whose filtration system is already compromised. It's also easy to eat more than you realize. Cheese is often layered on sandwiches, sprinkled on pasta, melted into sauces, or spread thickly on crackers. This multiplies your sodium and phosphorus intake without you noticing, which can trigger fluid retention, headaches, or greater fatigue after meals that seem small or harmless. If you love cheese, you don't have to give it up entirely. Choosing small portions of lower sodium, naturally aged cheeses in moderation is safer than eating processed spreads. Or you can try kidney-friendly alternatives like unsalted cottage cheese, ricotta, or plant-based spreads made without phosphate additives. These options let you enjoy creamy textures with much less risk. Another approach is to use cheese more as a garnish than a main ingredient. Sprinkle a little on top rather than mixing large amounts throughout your dish. This simple habit drastically cuts your sodium and phosphorus intake while still giving you the flavor you enjoy. Ultimately, cheese and processed cheese spreads are a clear example of how hidden salt, phosphorus, and additives can quietly tax your kidneys. By limiting portion sizes, choosing fresh, lower sodium alternatives, and using cheese more sparingly, you create a calmer internal environment where your kidneys can function better and your creatinine levels have a chance to improve naturally. By now, you can see how even everyday items from your pantry or local store can quietly put stress on your kidneys. The good news is that the same research that warns us about high-risk foods also shows that thoughtful changes make a measurable difference. Lower creatinine, steadier blood pressure, and fewer complications over time. If you're living with kidney disease or supporting someone who is, it's worth sitting down with a qualified renal dietitian or your nephrologist to review your daily menu. Small swaps like fresh, low-sodium choices in place of processed snacks may seem simple, but they can help your kidneys do their job with less strain. Thank you for watching. To Heal. If you found these tips useful, give this video a like, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming guides on safe foods and gentle habits for kidney support. Together, we can build a calmer environment for your kidneys to heal and thrive.